What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and today we're gonna hit up Scary Comp. We haven't hit up Scary Comp in a while, but this video just popped up on my page, on my, on the home page. 13 scariest videos of ghosts that will change your mind forever. The best part about this video is that it was uploaded 4 minutes ago. So definitely let's
A
give
woman recently shared
sorry, let's give this video a go. So let's see what it has in store for us.
a woman recently shared old footage from the time she lived in a house she was convinced had a haunting of its own. Take a look.
Oh, that's a cool ass wall. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me detour. That's a cool ass wall. That's awesome. That's a wall full of comics. I wonder if they are real comics or they're just, like I want to say they're real comics. That's awesome, dude.
She explains that it began with whispers drifting through the darkness, soft voices calling her name while the rest of the house slept. After that came the slow, deliberate knocks against her bedroom wall, the kind that felt like they were waiting for her to respond. On certain nights, she'd snap awake to find her door wide open even though she'd locked it tight, or her TV turning on by itself, flooding the room with hissing static. She'd catch dark shapes gliding along the hallway, even when she knew she was completely alone. And once, every cabinet in her kitchen was standing open, as if someone, or some supernatural presence, had been digging through them. Whatever lingered in that house didn't just want attention, it wanted a voice. So was she facing a mimic spirit, a restless ghost, or something far more demonic? That's for you to decide. Before we jump into our next terrifying video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, so you'll be the first to know whenever we upload something new. Now let's get back to our next video.
All right, so my thing is, right, notice how she was investigating while the kids were sleeping, and like my thing is you have your kids sleeping, like if you I mean, I noticed that they didn't wake up. Like she was very quiet. There was not a ruckus besides the knocking. Maybe they know that if they was to knock, or maybe she knows because there's no proof that there was another person in the apartment. She could have been the one knocking. I mean, this is the feel I got. Everything is orchestrated. They were trying to get a viral video. We all know that people would go to lengths to create a viral video by using the paranormal field, and they did that everything so effortlessly that it wouldn't bother the kids, which is kudos. But all of that could have been orchestrated. All of that could have been done. That weird so-called EVP coming out. I mean, it could have been added into the video later on. There's a lot of, a lot of things could have happened. But regardless of whether or not this is real, um, it's up for you to decide. I'm gonna take a page from Chris notes. It's up for you guys to decide. I personally think that everything was orchestrated. So let's keep it moving.
A man was relaxing in his room, watching a movie, when he suddenly realized something strange was happening inside his bathroom. And even now, he still has no explanation for what he stepped into that night.
Oh shit. Guys, I'm here watching the Polar Express movie, my favorite movie, and something is screaming from the bathroom.
Dude, dude. Did he just say the Polar Express is his favorite movie? Oh my god. Anyway, I already got a red flag. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not trying to be harsh to all these videos. This is just my opinion. This is how I would actually, I'm not judgmental, but if I feel or see BS, I'm gonna call it out. And I already got a red flag, and the way this guy just came out and was like, "Ah, you guys, I heard something." Like a lot of these videos, there's no reason as to why you are recording. For example, the lady in the last video, she's recording. She even recorded her kids sleeping and everything. But if you're going to investigate to make sure that there's nobody else in the apartment because of your kids, why are you why did you get your camera? Like the camera is the last thing to get, guys. Come on now. At least get yourself a knife or a bat or something to protect your family and yourself. But to grab a camera, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, same thing over here. He heard something in the bathroom and he grabbed his camera. I don't.
Or towards that area. Oh, I heard something from over here.
Dude, I know this guy. Not that I know this guy personally, but he has a bunch of fake videos of paranormal content.
Shit. Shit. Who's in here?
Nobody.
If you're in here, come on out. Come on out, I said. Come on out now. Something bad. Something stinks. If you're in the bathroom, come on out. Come on out. Oh, shit. Come on out now. Come on out. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hey. Who's in the bathroom now? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's nobody. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. I just saw something. I'm getting the out of here. Stay the out.
The first thing that hit him when he pushed the door open was the smell, sharp, sour, and overwhelmingly strong. A sudden odor appearing out of nowhere is almost never a good sign, especially in the world of paranormal activity. Many believe foul scents can signal a spirit trying to manifest, or something far darker trying to make itself known.
Actually, depending on the smell, because there are a lot of phantom smells out there. Cigarettes, flowers, perfume, something relatable to the entity. It doesn't mean that it's a demon or it's bad. It's just a manifestation of smell, letting you know that, there might be an entity passing by. Now, again, this is very rare, very, very rare to come across a case with a demon. Like honestly, like real paranormal investigators, that we don't like that. Like we don't like the word or even mentioning it. Shout out to my guys out there in Australia, Gary and Jeremy. Like we, it's people who wants to make a good eye-popping catching attention of the public would start throwing demon around for anything. A paper flo- falls off the desk and it's a demon. So
But what really disturbed viewers was something he didn't even notice at first. He had two mirrors directly facing each other. For people familiar with supernatural lore, that setup is a serious red flag. Mirrors reflecting into one another are thought to create an endless loop, almost like a doorway or energy tunnel believed to attract hauntings or amplify whatever is already inside the home. So when you combine the sudden disgusting smell, the strange disturbance in the bathroom, and the mirror-to-mirror alignment, it's hard to believe he walked into something random. But as always, I'll let you decide what he might have encountered. A woman who believes
it's very interesting because of what he is saying. Because a lot of the stuff that Chris Knows is saying is true. Now, if apparently if you come across a foul smell like sulfur or rotting flesh, yeah, that is not a good sign. But again, very rare. Now, it is known, it's a theory that if you have two mirrors facing each other, it does create an endless loop. It creates almost like a doorway into another dimension, kind of per se, if you want to believe that kind of stuff. I personally do believe that if you have the intention to the intent to do some kind of interaction with the other side, that's what you do. But it is you setting it up purposely that way for that specific reason. Not that you have a mirror on the door that could swing open and close. Although it is kind of weird that you have a mirror in the bathroom door but facing outward, because if you close the door the mirror is like in the hallway. I don't know. Maybe it's because they want to look at each other when they're heading out the door, maybe, but I've never, never uh saw that either. I like the fact that he Curse Notes is putting out some knowledge out there as far as, theories are concerned, but that video, that guy specifically, that whole apartment, the setup and everything, I've seen a bunch of videos and it's all orchestrated.
she's been dealing with a mimic entity, decided to cleanse her home with sage. And for a short time, everything went silent. No strange voices, no footsteps, no figures shifting in the corners. Absolutely nothing. Until one night, something happened again. Take a look at this.
So she's back. The last time I made this video, people were saying that it's my double reflection. But I'm just gonna put up my hand here. Yeah, the sage has worn off.
Besides the mimic-like shape appearing in the window, viewers noticed something even more unsettling.
The person
A
behind
second
her?
figure hiding in the shot. She also shared a detail that most people found terrifying. Whenever she turns around, nothing is there. She only ever sees the mimic through reflections, never face to face. Some viewers think this means the supernatural entity is tied to reflective surfaces, almost as if it can only reveal itself indirectly. Others believe it's deliberately avoiding being seen directly, which could mean it's becoming more aware, or more.
All right, you guys notice that this reflection, well, whatever, I think is a window, not a mirror. It has like a design on it. So whatever they pointed out over there, you could scrap that because with the design is going to, that it bounces off different, it's just this could have been a picture or something. We don't see what's behind her. So, we need to see the whole, behind her, or we need more.
more dangerous. But the detail that caused the biggest argument? The fact that she used sage. Many claim that if she's actually dealing with a mimic, cleansing the house might have been a mistake. Not because sage is harmful, but because some paranormal entities don't run from cleansing. They get agitated by it. A few even suggested the sage may have driven the mimic deeper into hiding, making it harder to catch. and possibly attracting something else entirely. But that's for you to decide. Did saging the home help her, or did it make the haunting even worse? Maz
Now, that knowledge, bro. The curse notes that put in some work to know some stuff. So, when you are using sage, you are smudging. You're smudging your house, that's your space. So, the only way the proper way to do it is if you're walking around with the sage, you use a feather to to disperse of the rest of the smoke, and you have to literally walk every inch of your house, every inch of it, into closets, into cabinets, into the refrigerator, into the toilets. Everything needs to be smudged. And the the ghost, apparently theory is that kind of in a way suffocates or pushes away the entity, and it will make it go away. But that is the proper way of doing it. If you're doing it and you're just basically just doing the living room, then you're not doing nothing. You're just smoking your house. Turn off the smoke detectors. That's about it. Now, another thing that you have to do is that you have to close every window and open every door, including cabinets, closets. Every door needs to be open, every window needs to be closed. And the only door that should be open from your house or apartment is the exit. Whatever door that you enter your apartment and exit needs to be open. All the other doors in the apartment needs to, like, every room, everything needs to be open, every window needs to be closed. That way when you are walking around, you're kind of almost like pushing it out of the door. So that is the proper way to smudge.
by Agatra runs a YouTube channel centered around solo camping in isolated wilderness areas. He's used to spending nights completely alone. It's what his entire channel thrives on. But on this particular trip, he chooses a spot locals specifically warn him about. He hikes deep into a forest, far from any signs of life, and sets up camp with only the essentials. Behind his tent lies a river, and according to local stories, that river carries a very dark past. Years ago, a mother and her child were dragged under by the current and tragically lost their lives. Since then, many claim the area is haunted, with unsettling paranormal activity appearing after nightfall. At first, the night seems calm, nothing out of the ordinary, until a sudden sound makes him stop dead in his tracks.
Seperti ada orang menangis, kawan. Astagfirullahaladzim. 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 Ya Allah.
He steps out to search the area around his tent, sweeping his flashlight through the trees, yet finds no one. Nothing that could explain the voice he heard. Feeling uneasy but drained, he eventually decides to lie down and try to rest. But around 2 a.m., he's violently jolted awake by another chilling noise.
Dude, just take the whole tripod.
Ada suara menangis kan? Ya Allah, semoga gak ada apa-apa ya Allah. Astagfirullahaladzim. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
The figure he sees fits the exact description of a kuntilanak, a vengeful female ghost from Indonesian folklore known for her terrifying appearance and sorrowful cries. Mas Bayu barely gets a moment to understand what he's witnessing before panic takes over. He scrambles back inside his tent, still filming as he mutters prayers under his breath, while the eerie wailing continues echoing around him. The recording cuts off abruptly, leaving viewers unsure if he stayed until sunrise or fled into the night. But many believe the legends about that river were true, and that the spirit of the mother who died there years ago never truly moved on, continuing to haunt the place she lost everything. A woman named Jess.
So yeah, that was all BS. That video deserves a. Oh man, I love this thing. But yeah, all that shit was BS.
Wakes up early one morning
God
to strange,
damn.
unsettling noises coming from the attic above her. Take a look at this.
It's okay, Booty. It's okay. Nope. Nope.
She was home alone with her two dogs, Kaiser, who stayed in the living room, and her smaller dog, Butavius, who whimpered nervously at her side. When people online asked why she didn't climb up and investigate, Jess had the perfect answer. In her words, "That's how people die in horror movies. Y'all can go look if you want. I'm not doing it." She explained that even though she didn't sense any dark or negative energy that morning, she still wasn't about to take unnecessary risks. But here's where things get strange. Her attic has no windows at all, just one large antique mirror that's been up there since before she moved in. Jess says she was warned to get rid of that mirror long before anything paranormal ever happened. And now, it's become almost a pattern. Every morning, around the same hour, she wakes to pounding sounds and footsteps pacing back and forth above
That
her.
was weird.
So what exactly is Jess dealing with? Could that mirror be acting as some kind of supernatural portal, showing more than just her reflection? Or is something else hiding in the attic, trying to get her attention? You decide. Kyle, a guy.
I mean, all I could say is that it is broad daylight outside, and she has like all her lights on. I am believing this video because the dogs were affected by it. They were whimpering. They were beautiful big dogs too. And honestly, her reaction, it seems like, I have a good read on people, you know, people that are real. I don't have a good read. Like, if you're fake, if you're a two-face, if you're a fake person, I can't really get a read on you, but that's my indication that you're a two-face, you're fake and all this and that. But even with her, just chilling back, not investigating, like that is like that's how people die in horror flicks. Like that is a response. That is an answer to that question that only a real person would say. Yeah. Ain't no need for me to go up there. Just, let things be. Hey, you know what? Kudos to you, girl. Kudos to you. And what obviously we cannot go by no investigation to make, oh, that's paranormal activity. No, but I'm going by with the dogs. Now that shadow that kind of came up and in a way kind of turned into like a smoke going away, I've never seen that before. That is so interesting. That is that, that I'm leaning towards, I think that video is real. What do you guys think? Put in the comment section.
Who's gained a bit of attention online for documenting his ongoing paranormal activity, hears unusual sounds coming from his attic late one night. Curiosity, mixed with a hint of fear, pushes him to grab his camera and investigate the noise for himself. Take a look at this.
You don't watch this and tell me what the hell it is. Is it cobwebs, a glitch, or a ghost? You tell me. I don't even really give a shit anymore. I don't care. I don't care if it's a ghost. I don't care if it's a cobweb ghost. Just keep your ass up there and shut the fuck.
Oh shit. That was amazing.
I haven't been posting lately because I've been trying to ignore this shit to see if it'll make it stop. But it ain't working. But in other news, I'm working on a new book. I think I'm going to post about that. I think it's a pretty good idea. Takes place in a funeral home. I'll have some words about that soon.
After he posted the clip, many viewers who examined it carefully suggested he might be dealing with two playful, childlike spirits, the kind of ghostly entities known for moving small items, stirring up minor disturbances, and creating harmless chaos rather than danger. But even harmless chaos isn't exactly comforting when you're the
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna tell you like this: the reason why it is cobwebs. First of all, um, this is not like a high quality camera. Like this looks like, something that you just to put up there, so you're not going to spend a lot of money. So the frame per second is not up to par. Then it looks like there is a bit of a light source, but cobwebs, you'll see it stringing itself over here, and it goes basically all the way up. So it is really close to the lens, and it's giving that effect. On top of that, the frame per second is not good. So this is what you get.
one living with it. Others warned him to set boundaries quickly, explaining that even friendly spirits can turn restless or aggressive if they feel ignored, especially once they start acting like the house belongs to them. One person even pointed out that child spirits aren't always what they appear to be, and that something far more demonic can hide behind innocent laughter. So, what's your take? Are these simply harmless pranksters, or something supernatural pretending to be? A Reddit user named
I'm gonna go back because when he's doing when curse notes, I'm sorry, scary comp is doing it in slow motion, you can't really tell, but you could tell definitely when it's in regular movement because you'll see something moving in the bottom. Just pay attention. Once this whole line thing comes out, just pay attention in the bottom.
Takes place in a funeral home. I'll have some words about that soon.
After he posted the clip, many viewers who examined it carefully suggested he might be dealing with two playful, childlike
You guys
spirits,
see it? There's
the kind
movement in
of
the bottom.
ghostly entities known for moving small items, stirring up minor disturbances, and creating harmless chaos rather than danger. With it,
There you go.
spirits acting like the house aren't always there. Harmless prank SS Shooter shared that a friend of his keeps a ring camera mounted outside his house, and late one night, when the whole neighborhood was silent, something incredibly unusual was captured drifting right in front of that camera. From behind a tree, a small, pale figure slowly slid into view with an eerie, floating motion. And if you zoom in, it almost looks like it's actually walking. It crept toward the left side of the frame until the motion-activated light kicked on. And the moment the light hit it, the figure vanished instantly. Whatever that thing was, it disappeared without a trace. Nothing like it had ever appeared on that camera before, and it hasn't shown up again since. So whatever supernatural presence was lurking in that driveway at 5 a.m. is still completely unexplained. On the ghost subreddit,
So that was a little bit interesting. Even though I always tend to talk about when I see videos with these poor quality cameras, I talk about the frame per second all the time because it is a factor into whether or not you're trying to put out there a paranormal content video using some poor quality camera. But this one was a little bit interesting because here's the difference. It has sensors on it. So once the sensor picked up movement, the light turned on and yeah, it almost dissipated like smoke. Very interesting. Very interesting. The quality is very poor because even when the light turned on, the trees and everything that is still looks really pixelated. So I would really like to see if there is more videos similar to this because we would need to compare somebody creating that same exact scenario to show us how it looks and we compare the both. Somebody wearing like everything white with like a bathrobe almost walk into frame once the light turns on. We need two views. Standing there, I'm sorry, three. Once the light turns on, standing there, walking forward, or booking it back to the back towards the tree. We need to compare all of these movements to see how that looks, because that would be awesome.
a user uploaded a video their dad recorded, one that both of them admit they still can't explain. According to the post, the man leaves for work before sunrise every day, and along one specific stretch of road, he frequently notices a dark figure standing near the edge. But whenever he drives closer, it always disappears, until one fog-heavy morning, when he finally managed to capture the paranormal activity on camera. Right beside the sign, a faint shadow-like shape can be seen lingering by the roadside. The outline looks eerily human, yet as he continues driving forward, the figure slowly dissolves into nothing. The man insists he's encountered this strange silhouette many times, even swerving more than once because he thought someone was actually there. But whatever he's seeing clearly isn't a real person. So what exactly is it? A ghostly apparition? Or just a strange illusion created by the fog and headlights? That part is up to you. A woman who
So yeah, I would argue that it's very smoky and foggy. And if you are in a moving vehicle, or especially like in like there's another vehicle in front, If you're going through fog, is going to create like a bit of a, like you're going through smoke. And if you're behind it, you with the headlights and everything is going to create, like this one middle spot like is darker than the rest of the fog. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it correctly, but this was on the side of the road, so it is a little bit interesting. I wouldn't go as far to say that it's paranormal just because there are things that nature tends to do that I might not be the person or expert on that to create. Let's not jump into paranormal, but it could be explained.
Who recently moved into an old house built back in 1917, believes she isn't living alone. She's convinced a ghost shares the place with her, though she claims it doesn't feel hostile. She and her family only set up cameras to document any paranormal activity that might happen when no one is watching. One afternoon, while she was home with her young daughter, the little girl suddenly called out, saying she heard something coming from inside the bathroom vent. Intrigued and little uneasy, the mother followed her in. Then her daughter spoke aloud. "Ghost, if you're here, do something." Almost instantly, a loud noise echoed from the kitchen, as if something had been struck. The footage caught on the camera shows exactly what happened next. From the moment she purchased the house in 2023, she claims at least 2 childlike spirits have made themselves known, sometimes through faint giggles or the sound of small footsteps racing along the hallway. And even though she believes these supernatural presences are gentle and maybe even protective of her daughter, many viewers disagree. Some warn that assuming any haunting involving a child is harmless can be risky, especially when the entity interacts so directly. Others fear it could be something demonic, mimicking innocence, trying to gain the family's trust. Still, she continues to stay calm and open, saying the entire home feels peaceful to her. But does it truly? Or is this simply the quiet moment before something far more sinister finally shows its face? In the end, that's for you to decide.
I think, and I'm sorry if I rub people the wrong way with this comment. I apologize, but this is just me. This is my opinion. Why would you live like that? There's garbage all over the place. Like, there's even a McDonald empty box on the side of the trash can on the floor. You live in a dumpster, things are going to tilt. Things are going to fall. It looks like things fall all over the place there because you're not organized. You're not clean. This could have been purely coincidental. And due to that, it's a bathroom vent. We have to know where are all the vents connected. Do you live in a house? It looks like a house. But hey, I've seen apartments looking like this also. Um, you know, sound travels through vents. If there's a vent heading from the outside, going in, because that's how most vents work, somebody could have been walking by at the moment that your daughter is, hearing a commotion going through the vent. I'm not here saying do not believe your daughter. I've always said listen to your kids and reassure them that they are safe. But, ma'am, you need to clean up your house. That is how you're going to keep your child safe.
Explorer pays a visit to what was once the home of a woman named Rebecca, a place locals claim is still touched by her spirit, long after her passing. Take a look at this.
No, 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 no. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. All right.
When you knock on a door and it slowly swings open on its own, especially inside a house with a reputation like this, there are a few unsettling explanations. Some believe that in the world of paranormal activity, a door opening by itself can be a form of acknowledgement, a spirit responding to your presence, letting you know it heard you. Others think it could be residual energy, the home replaying one of Rebecca's old habits, almost like a haunting echo from when she was alive. But the interpretation that unnerves people the most is the theory of intelligent interaction, the idea that the spirit is not only present, but fully aware. If the door moved right after he knocked, some suspect Rebecca might have been answering the door the way she once did in life. Only now she's doing it from the other side. So was this just coincidence, a residual replay, or Rebecca herself responding from beyond? You decide.
We would have to investigate the door. We would have to see how the door moves with the slightest of the push, because it seems like that last knock might have had a little bit more, you know, like, oh, that almost like a little more of a push. I could be wrong. We would have to check windows. Was the door latched? Because I didn't hear it unlatch. There's a lot of questions. His voice did seem authentic, as like he was like excited, like really, I mean, I've gone through that. There's things that has happened around me and I kind of lose focus because of how cool the situation is. And I'm like a little kid again. Yo, 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 yo. Right. So that is why I say that, I feel like his reaction is authentic. But we would have to investigate the door to conclude whether or not that was paranormal.
YouTube team behind 13th Floor Haunted Media Productions traveled to the Broadwell Funeral Home in Felicity, Ohio, for a new investigation. Being a funeral home, it naturally carries a heavy, dark past, along with a long-standing reputation for disturbing paranormal activity. For this investigation, they decided to split up. 2 investigators stayed upstairs, 2 went down into the basement, and absolutely no one was stationed on the middle floor. And that's where things take a strange turn.
This footage comes from the security cameras that were set up. As you can see, a shadow flies by quickly from left to right and disappears. There were 4 of us in the building at the time, 2 in the basement, 2 upstairs. This footage is from the main floor where nobody was present at 11:57 p.m. It is the clear outline or shadow of someone. But the main question is who? Here is a freeze frame. Clearly, it is the outline of a person.
One of their stationary cameras positioned on the empty middle floor recorded something unexpected. A dark, shadow-like figure sliding from left to right before vanishing completely. When the investigators reviewed the footage later, they were stunned by what they had caught on camera. So, could this be the spirit of someone once laid to rest at Broadwell Funeral Home? Tell me what you think.
That is awesome, though. Like the idea. I mean, like I said before, when I see paranormal investigating, paranormal caught on tape videos, I take those as educational, so I could learn what do and don'ts, basically. You know, and that's a great technique for a couple of reasons. If you have a group of people in one house, and if you want to investigate, different areas at the same time, leaving a whole floor empty in between the two is pretty smart, because that way, even if you was to conduct a some sort of EVP session, you're not, depending on how loud you're talking, and when you're conducting an EVP session, there's no reason whatsoever for you to yell. So if you're conducting an EVP session and the other team, acknowledging that we're not gonna talk so loud, um, yeah, yeah, you won't even get any contamination within that, possibly, depending, on how loud everybody's talking. But leaving a whole floor empty would eliminate that possible contamination, which is awesome. And on top of that, let's say if you're in the first floor, if you hear something above you, second floor, you would have to go back and try and find out, hey, did you guys go to the second floor? No. Why? Because the other team is in the attic. And it seemed like the lady that's sitting down was doing an Estes method session. So it is awesome. Just in case you guys, I have a trip to West Virginia, and we are November 21st. The trip is this weekend. I'm sorry, not this weekend, the following weekend. And I'm going to get together with my good friends from Forsaken Soul Paranormal, and we're going to conduct to us, first time ever, an international Estes method session with my guys from the Shadow Files podcast. They're going to be in Australia. I'm going to be the guinea pig under the Estes. And Jacqueline Loren, Forsaken Soul, she's going to be communicating with them, asking questions, and then we're going to have the people interacting and to see what comes out of that experience. So I cannot wait. Definitely, once I have all of that footage all conducted, everything all gathered, I will start putting them in shorts and TikToks. So with that being said, let's continue.
Construction worker and his boss are renovating an old abandoned house when things take a very unsettling turn.
Gente, aquí estamos. Ahora vamos para este cuarto que llevo un rato escuchando cantazos y eso. Uy. Hay algo que está sonando por ahí, brother. Hola, ¿qué fue eso? ¿Pompi? No, papá. No, chacho. Hay algo que está aquí. Pompi. Mira, tú escuchas eso, ¿verdad? No, yo estoy asustado ya, compi. Hay algo que lleva rato sonando allá adentro y de momento, ¡pam!, dieron un cantazo.
Ya te digo que tú eres de estos que son cobardes, que te imaginas cosas, bro.
No, tacho, yo no puedo imaginar eso, compi. No, y en el cuarto ese, que llevo rato escuchando cantar y pensaba que eras tú, y cuando yo vine a ver, tú estabas ahí tranquilo, recogiendo algunas cositas, y sentí como si me hubieran tocado. No, chacho, yo estoy que no puedo ni hablar.
Peliculitas por la nochecita.
No, yo no veo películas de esas ya, compi. No, este, compi.
I'm sorry, you guys. Just in case they're talking Spanish, I know Spanish, so they seem like if they're Puerto Rican, to tell the truth. So the guy is walking around the house and he's hearing all these noises, but when he goes outside, he's telling his partner or his compi that what was going on, because he thought it was him, and then he was like, "Dude, I think you've been watching too much scary television. You're imagining things." So now they're both going in to investigate.
Escucha cómo suena. ¿Tú estás escuchando eso? Por eso, yo creo que yo desde lejos, yo, si acaso. Sí, estoy temblando, compi, yo no sé qué vaya. Cuidado, compi, que si yo veo algo salgo cogiendo, tú sabes cómo es esto. No. Hija. Pero qué caramba es eso. ¿Y cómo tienen esa muñeca así? Como si estuviera mirando para abajo. Ay, bendito Dios, y sonando ya. Hola, me siento un calentón en este cuarto, compi, no vaya. Pero como sigue sonando solo. Oh, y se mueve y todo. Ay, compi, ¿no?
Eso a lo mejor fueron los que eran dueños por hacer la maldad o algo, alguien vino a hacer la maldad, compi. Por eso tú no te puedes poner a darle 20 a eso, porque esos son boberías.
Sí, no.
¿Y qué otro ves aquí?
¿Qué bajo ya?
Aquí hay, mira, una computadora. No es porque hay que sacarlo para botarlo.
Compi, ¿pero qué es eso, compi?
¿Ah?
Mira, compi se movió. Compi se está moviendo, compi, ¿oíste?
Coño, pero no será el viento.
No, si aquí no hay viento, compi.
Pero qué muñeco feo.
Mira para allá.
While working alone inside, the worker suddenly hears the eerie melody of It's a Small World drifting from one of the rooms. Panicked, he calls for his boss, and the two of them follow the creepy tune straight to a closet. Inside, they discover a doll hanging upside down. And It might be one of the strangest, most disturbing plush toys ever made. It has a full, realistic baby face printed onto it. As they search the closet, the doll twitches and then launches itself straight at them. So, is this a genuine paranormal encounter inside an abandoned home? Or just an elaborate setup meant to look supernatural? You decide. The base
I think so. I think it was just set up, even though, the whole commentary and everything was funny. I was laughing. It was awesome. But it could have been easily orchestrated. You didn't really see anybody, hands or movement afterwards, except, all of that could have been definitely done. But I'm not going to skip the fact that the small world, I mean, I recognized it as the ice cream truck. That's how I recognize that sound. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
basement is usually the last place anyone would run to during a haunting, which makes it just about the worst escape plan imaginable. But in the video you're about to see, the man was so terrified that he sprinted straight toward it. It was around 7:30 in the evening, and he was doing something completely ordinary, sitting down and planning a relaxing vacation to Europe. What he didn't realize was that something was about to break that peaceful moment. And luckily, he already had his camera aimed at the door when it happened.
Kurwa, jeszcze nie teraz, jak w sobotę. Kurwa mać. To nie będę powiem, żeby tu wrócić. To chuj.
This guy's about to die.
He had the camera fixed on the doorway because something unnerving had taken place earlier, and right after a sudden knock echoed through the house, he reacted instantly. From that second on, the entire place erupted into a storm of paranormal activity, far too intense to dismiss. In a panic, he bolted toward the basement, only for the door to slam shut behind him with incredible force. For an entire hour, the ghostly presence kept him trapped until the door finally loosened enough for him to escape. And you can bet that house went straight onto the market the moment he got out.
Oh man, right at the moment, I'm good with the pause. I'm good with the pause. But yeah, damn, like that's the first time I heard, somebody really getting into this panic attack due to, it's the only reason why I'm believing this video. Everything could have been orchestrated, yes. But the way he was breathing, the way he was, it's making me believe it. What do you guys think in the comment section? Do you think that is orchestrated? Do you think it's real? That breathing to me was pretty freaking real. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you're enjoying yourselves. And if you do, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.